Oops.
Herds of zebra are driven across open country towards a waiting capture pen. Parks and conservation departments rarely set out to catch them. The plains or common zebra is plentiful. But less widespread species like the mountain zebra need to be protected by separation. It's what might be called a clash of stripes. In the west of Namibia's Etosha National Park, the less common Hartmann's mountain zebra compete with the more numerous plains zebra for grazing areas. This is why some of the plains zebra had to be caught and relocated. There are subtle physical differences between the two species despite their obvious similarities. The mountain zebra has a dewlap under its neck. The underside of a plains zebra's neck is straight, without any dewlap. The mountain zebra has stripes across its rump and no brown shadow stripes between the black ones, as with the plains zebra. Regardless of zebra species, each individual animal has an original set of stripes, markings as unique as a person's fingerprints. Occasionally, an almost black zebra is seen. Of all the zebra in Etosha National Park, only approximately 700 are the Hartmann's mountain zebra. The rest are plains zebra. Zebra always look well fed. This is because they'll travel further and eat more to compensate for poor grazing conditions than other herbivores. At waterholes, zebra are always wary of predators that might lie in ambush. Unrest between individuals can simply be caused by competition for available drinking spaces. Though the arrangement of animals appears in a random pattern, the squabbling is almost certainly between animals of different family units. Even when crowded together, zebras stay in their own groups. Each consists of a stallion, several mares, and their offspring. Zebra often call when at drinking pools, especially if there are lions in the vicinity. The sudden takeoff of Egyptian geese is enough to startle the herd. Even when drinking, zebras still maintain their vigilance. Zebra don't always run from the sight of a lion. They flee when they see that the predator is ready to attack. The alert postures of the zebras warn other prey in the vicinity that there's potential danger nearby. Lions miss far more zebra than they kill, but they kill enough for their needs. In Etosha, zebra are the lion's most common prey. A great many survive to display the scars of failed lion attacks. The gaping wounds soon heal again. Ill-matching stripes from healed wounds are the zebra's legacy from lion attacks. In Etosha, zebra movements throughout the year are determined by seasonal grazing opportunities. Large herds will gather at good feeding areas. Family structure is always carefully maintained. Each unit may consist of 6 to 8 animals, and they move together closely within the herd. Despite Etosha's dryness, surface water is available. Millions of litres lie deep in its limestone bed. Some waterholes are fed by springs and others are supplied by artesian wells. Water is even supplied artificially by solar pumps and windmills. Zebra need to drink at least once a day. Family parties are usually led by an adult mare, although the stallion is dominant in the family hierarchy. Male foals are driven out of the group by their fathers because they're a potential threat to the dominance of the stallion. The seasonal movement of animals in Etosha is governed by the rains which start around October. In the wet season, most of the zebra move to the usually drier western end of the park. Then, when the rains end in March, the herds start their trek to the east, where there's more grazing. Sometimes the zebra are forced to enter the Mopani woodland areas in search of food. Artificial waterholes have helped to raise the population to an unnatural level, which led to problems. The building of a game-proof fence in 1973 didn't solve the problem. It cut off a traditional migration route northward into Angola. Pressure on grazing at the expense of the rarer mountain zebra was what persuaded the Ministry of Environment and Tourism to relocate numbers of plains zebra out of the park. On their long annual journey, the zebra are joined by other plains animals, such as wildebeest and springbok. They don't compete for grazing because each species feeds on different sorts of grasses. The zebra are also accompanied by fork-tailed drongos, hunting for insects disturbed by the zebra's hooves. Rolling in the dust is one of the ways zebras get rid of skin irritations. Grooming plays an important role in strengthening family bonds. The adult mares remain together, even if their foals leave the family at maturity. A yearling will continue to suckle until its mother produces a new foal. Serious fights between stallions only occur when there's a young mare in season for which they're both competing. Fights tend to be ritualized and are only dangerous when the opponents rear up and strike out with their front hooves. Much of the fighting is confined to neck and leg biting. Zebras have sharp teeth but very thick hides, so there are few injuries. Fights usually occur the first time a young mare comes into season. At that time, she adopts a distinctive mating stance that may attract several competing stallions. Eventually, she'll be paired with one of them. Though zebra mares can foal at any time, most have their young after the rains arrive. grass grows almost overnight. By feeding on the rich grazing, the mares have plenty of milk for their foals. By March, the slow migration east around the edge of the 110-kilometre Etosha Pan has begun. The start of Etosha's spring is signalled by the growth of yellow flowers that always bloom following the rains. Zebra give birth in their family groups and usually under cover of darkness. A daylight delivery is unusual. Foals can stand after only 10 to 15 minutes, and after an hour they're capable of suckling and even trotting next to their mother. At this age they're particularly vulnerable to predators, so it's vital for the foal to be able to keep up with its parent. For the first few days, the mother will drive off all intruders, including other mares in the family. This ensures her offspring will imprint only on her and follow her everywhere. After a short time, other members of the group will be allowed near. Zebra mares carry their foals for about 12 months. They can come into estrus almost immediately after birth and usually conceive again within 6 months. Like most young animals, zebra foals indulge in play. Park authorities judged that the success of the plentiful plains zebra might be adversely affecting the far rarer mountain zebra, where they overlap in Etosha National Park. The mountain zebra exists in few other places. The removal of even 1,000 plains zebra from the population in this particular area could make a significant difference to the future of the mountain species. So a catching operation was planned. Zebra are very difficult animals to drive from the air or on the ground. A funnel of Hessian screening was erected about 200 meters wide at the entrance, narrowing down to a few meters. At various stages across the mouth of the funnel are curtains that can be drawn behind the zebra. The first curtains are simply flimsy screens to encourage the zebra to keep moving forward. The final curtain is heavier, backed with nylon ropes. When this one is closed, the zebra are in the final compound. Now rangers and vehicles can separate and distribute the trapped animals. Between 1980 and 1984, the Conservation Department capture team relocated 3,000 plain zebra, enough to help take the pressure off the grazing the mountain zebra need. The only alternative would have been to shoot these animals to give the mountain species more of a chance. The captured zebra were all moved to farms or private reserves, whose owners were glad to have wild animals on their land. The plain zebra is a more adaptable species than its mountain relative and settles down swiftly after relocation. By moving one species, the Conservation Department hopes to facilitate another's survival by avoiding a clash of stripes.
More wildlife at the same time tomorrow evening when the warthog hogs the limelight in Nairobi. And why not?